I've made a few changes since the last video. I've started constructing a late model sighting arrangement. It's not exactly the same, but it's something similar which I decided I can work with. Basically, I'm going to put some sort of aperture sight arrangement in here. It's going to be round with a hole running through it, and I'm going to put an adjusting screw on it here so that I can wind it left and right for windage correction. Now the bipod, this is the adjustable leg bipod. Now I've sawn off the rail which was mounted on this mounting point here, and I've also replaced the hinge section on the front. I've made my own hinge up, you can see here. Basically rolled it round and knocked a pin through. The welding here, I've left it sort of a little bit messy intentionally. I could grind it flat and make it all so that the welds didn't show up, but I decided I'll give it a slightly more rugged look so you can see the welding. The plate I'm now using underneath here with a spring-loaded latch just at the back here. So this is basically a bolt with a spring behind it inside, and you push that back and this plate here swings down with the bipod mounting, and then you can get at the box magazine underneath. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a box style rectangular muzzle brake on the gun, and you see, the problem is I couldn't find pictures of the short-barreled version of the gun, because apparently the short-barreled version didn't have a muzzle brake on it. So as I can't find pictures of the version without the muzzle brake, I've decided that I will make my own muzzle brake up. I'm using, it's about 2mm plate steel, and I've marked out the shape of it. I'm going to make it 10 centimeters in length by 6 centimeters wide by 3 centimeters deep. When I folded this last fold here over and then folded all the edges up, it should make a nice little rectangular box. Then I'm going to drill a hole through on one end of it, and I'm going to mount some piping through it so that I can then slide this box over the end of the muzzle and put it on an angle slightly like that. I'll just angle it so you can see the width of it. Yeah, obviously this panel, these two ends here and here, they will be folded up and welded, so it'll all be welded up into a box. It will look slightly similar to this, for instance. I did look at using this piece of scrap box section I had here, but it's got a lot of battering at the side where I've been using it to fold metal over, and to be honest with you, it's quite a handy piece of metal, this. It's also about 3mm thick, so I don't really want to go using it. It's heavier than it needs to be, so yeah, I'm just using that in fact to fold my metal around. So things should work out okay. Give you an update when I've finished making this. Once I've welded it up, that leaves me with a little box, something like that. Next stage is to grind off all the welding. Right, the next couple of steps was to mark out the sides, because it's 30mm, split it in half, 15mm, then put 5 8mm holes down the side of it on both sides. Then I've put a piece of piping on the back and welded it on, and drilled 1/2-inch hole in the two ends so that it well, it looks more like a 50 caliber rifle than a 1/2-inch hole. Right, so then just slide it onto the end. Easy with two hands, but yeah. So you end up with something more like that.
And this is the foresight, a knife blade aperture type. This is the barrel of 55 caliber, and this is the adjustable backside.
Here are some pictures of the anti-tank rifle, of a real one I found on the web. Now you can see this is the side view, and if I zoom in slightly on the muzzle brake, you can see there are indeed 5 holes in it. Now whether you can, yeah, there's the 5 holes, and then there's a round section there, and there's the sight mounted off to the side. Here is the rear sight, which I've tried to duplicate. Let's move it up. There we go. So you can see that is what I've tried to make a copy of. There's just a fairly standard looking screw, I would think, in the side of it here, and that's what I've done in the end, and it's just like a small piece of pipe fitted on the top. So you can compare that with mine. The last view is the rear view, looking up at the front sight on the gun. Now on the real one, the sight seems to come out quite a lot more than on mine. Now I'm not that worried about the fact that mine's slightly different. It's different in a number of ways in reality, but I'm quite pleased with how mine's turned out.